as of this week, we got news that John David Washington is in talks to play Kang the Conqueror. If you don't know who John David Washington is, he was in a movie that previously came out called The Creator, which I liked. I went and saw that. He also was in probably really good movie. His most famous role is obviously in Tenet, but yeah, he was in a movie called Tenet, and that movie was super awesome. I love Tenet. So I think so. Here's my opinion, and I'll let Comic Cuts get into his. So if you follow me for some time, the first video that I ever had go over 500 views was when I said I wanted John David Washington to recast T'Challa. And I really wanted him to play T'Challa in the MCU because, you know, that was right when Chadwick Boseman passed. And I felt like John David Washington could play T'Challa in a way that is darker than what we have ever seen. And I think that John David Washington is that type of actor to where he can make a role really, really dark. And in Tenet was like a perfect example of that. And I think that John David Washington, as much as I want him to play T'Challa, I think this guy will be perfect to play a character like Kang the Conqueror. John David Washington can be a menacing character playing Kang. He can, and unlike with Jonathan Majors, Kang, I feel like his Kang kind of killed you with like an intellectual base. You know what I mean? Like Jonathan Majors Kang was just very intelligent and smart. I think that what John David Washington's acting can do is he can make Kang very evil. So yes, he will have knowledge, and yes, he will be super smart. But I think John David Washington can show us a more evil and menacing side of Kang the Conqueror that we only saw in a few shots with Jonathan Majors. And I think that this can play into a role to where this can make fans literally sweat in theaters. So if they do sign him, this is a really big deal, and we need to all get behind John David if this happens. Floor is yours.
So this is a major W. First of all, when they, dropped Jonathan Majors, there were a lot of rumors floating around that they're getting rid of Kang, which didn't seem likely, but a lot of people seemed to believe that they were going to recast Kang, but scale back on screen time and his overall significance in the multiverse saga. They are not casting someone like John David Washington in the Kang role to scale back on. You don't bring in an actor like that you have to give him a big bag, and he's not going to do it to be a minor character. So if they are bringing in John David Washington, it's a major W because Kang is still a significant deal. Also, John David Washington coming to the MCU is huge because, the MCU has kind of been in a weird predicament with castings lately. It seemed like they were having some trouble nailing down the Fantastic Four. It seemed like some actors were not looking at the MCU as valuable as they once did. Go back 10 years, 2014, Guardians of the Galaxy came out. Any actor saw a major Marvel role like a Kang the Conqueror, Star-Lord for the time, as guaranteed fame and notoriety, guaranteed money, guaranteed longevity of work, and, success. That's not always the case anymore. I mean, look at someone like Xochitl Gomez and America Chavez. I don't know what she's been in after Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness. And, there are a bunch of actors like that who came in for one movie and you never see them again in the MCU or anywhere else. John David Washington is a big name. Granted, I think would you call him A-list?
B+.
Yeah, he's like right on the cusp of an A-list actor.
If John David plays his cards right, this will make him an A-list actor.
Right. I mean, listen, he's got the skill for it. He's been the star of quite a few very successful, awesome movies. Worked with the best of the best directors like Christopher Nolan. this will be a turning point in MCU castings that Marvel and Kevin Feige need right now. So W's across the board. This is great news. Let's hope it's true. And I am so stoked, mainly because you guys know I love Kang and I want to see more of him. And someone like John David Washington, listen, like Stevie said, he could deliver a dark role. And to play Kang the Conqueror, you have to be a straight menace.